Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about she left me a $25 tip and it only gave me 7. Dasher issues warning after they say DoorDash stole tips from drivers. So DoorDash has actually been under the hot seat for a while now, and while they're trying to do some damage control, there is a lot of speculation going around. This TikToker is also calling them out for a recent event that took place, or more so wrapped up an old event, but either way, still something we need to talk about. So with that said, we are talking about everything that's being said in this article, how it actually is for DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers and customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. A DoorDash driver is warning others that the platform could potentially be stealing tips. TikTok user Mo at Mo Side Hustles 2 is a DoorDash driver with a burning question for her colleagues.
Is DoorDash stealing tips? Apparently it is.
I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. And for the record, this has been a long time speculation for a while, and a lot of people have been exposing it more and more recently, as well as way back in the day. We're going to go over a little bit of that in a second. Even another DoorDash driver has reached out to me explaining his situation, and we have developed a series of live streams with Bud Soda going over all of the commentaries. And by the way, our live streams are at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday evenings. Feel free to join us there.
I mean, I know people have told me, oh, DoorDash steals tips. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But apparently, thank you to Kimberly who pointed this out to me. I mean, there's an article from yesterday right here. DoorDash agrees to pay $11.25 million to Illinois drivers to settle tip fraud lawsuit.
So before I even get too into it, that lawsuit has been around for a couple of years. It just wrapped up now. But it was basically saying from its old pay model from 2017 to 2019, there were a lot of tips being stolen because they were tip pooling. Very similar to how Deliver That was tip pooling also. Nevertheless, ezCater is working on making sure that the people are being more transparent about it, but DoorDash claims transparency and never actually is.
DoorDash agrees to pay restitution for nearly 80,000 Illinois drivers after a suit alleging tips were used to lower company payroll costs. Operators of the food delivery app had tricked its customers into thinking that money they paid as tips would go to boost drivers' pay. This is back from 2017 to 2019. So what it did was it used customer tips not to supplement driver income, but to subsidize its own contributions to drivers' guaranteed pay.
While this lawsuit may be an older one and is based on a pay model that they don't use anymore, I hate that we got to that point. I hate that we can't even trust that we're getting the full tip from the company we're supposedly working with. What the heck is that? We can't even trust the platform itself to be as transparent as possible. You would think that at some point they would actually do the right thing by their drivers. No, they never have and they never will, and it's sad to see that.
In most cases, worker pay remained the same regardless of the tip amount, but here's what it did. If the guaranteed pay was $10 and the customer tipped $1, then DoorDash would contribute $9. If the customer's tip was $2, they would only contribute $8. So you're still getting $10, but they're paying you less and the customer is paying more of your wage. I don't know, you guys. I am always positive. But I'm sorry, shame on you, DoorDash.
You know, I love how they say on their website that they don't reduce base pay based on how much the customer tipped, but we've proven that factually over and over again. It's like they can't help themselves from lying. The video has amassed more than 9,000 views as of Monday. In the comments, viewers who drove for DoorDash weighed in on her revelation. Many questioned the current tipping model, although it is important to note, as per patch, that the way DoorDash distributes tips changed 5 years ago. The things you do for content, huh? Okay, but before I even acknowledge the rest of that paragraph, 9,000 views on tip theft seems a bit low to me, especially with tipping culture being the way it is today. Like everybody getting all uppity, and then once we reveal that DoorDash is still stealing tips, why is it suppressed so much? Especially from a content creator that has a significant following in comparison to mine on TikTok. I don't know, something's off about that. That said, just because the tipping model changed ever since 5 years ago, which I've experienced that myself firsthand, that doesn't mean they're not still doing it. We've actually gone through that specifically on the Driven Wyld live stream. Again, join us Tuesday nights at 9, and of course the playlist is available on my channel page. But don't assume that the wrong people will start doing the right thing just because they got caught. Their character never really changed. One user wrote, had a customer physically show me that she left me a $25 tip and it only gave me $7. You see, that's what I'm talking about. It's not like it doesn't happen today. That still happens. Again, I wish that she had screenshots to show for that, but again, it's part of the story. A second user said, I started to screenshot after every delivery. Happened the other day for $2. And I think that's kind of their goal now. They're not going for like the full tip withdrawal. They're going for those little bits, so that way it almost seems like, oh, I got my tip, I guess that's the end of it. No, they're taking little by little, and to you, you're satisfied with a larger tip, but you should have gotten an extra $2 more, $3 more. Oh, that $17 tip should have been a $20 tip. Oh, yeah, that $7 tip was actually a $10 tip. It's those kind of things that they're gonna start doing, so keep an eye out for those. I don't know why I pointed in my ear. A third user wrote, I get so many no-tip orders. I've wondered if this is why. You know, part of me is almost like I don't think they would go for the low or no-tip orders, or maybe they would go for low-tip orders, and then to us it would still be like, it's a no-tip order, we'll decline it anyway. And then they would make the customer take longer, but I don't know, I feel like they would go after the larger tips and take a little piece off, just so it's less chance for them to get caught. A fourth user said they've never experienced this before. However, I've heard about it from some older drivers, they wrote. Mo replied, yeah, this was from way back. Actually, I gotta ask this question. How long has Mo been a gig worker? Because I've been a gig worker since 2018. I know gig workers that have been around longer than me. How far along is she in comparison? I don't know. I feel like I would like to ask that one day. Some users decide to tip in cash to avoid DoorDash altogether. This method might deliver mixed results though. Yeah, if I see that there is no tip on the app, then I'm still not taking it. This is the problem that DoorDash needs to stop doing. They need to stop being the cause of this, because if you tip in cash, then we're just not going to take the order. And I love how customers will always claim in the comments,
I tip in cash after service based on your service, and if it was good service, I'll give you cash to avoid the IRS.
Meanwhile, that argument is not only proven over and over again that you're full of shit looking for any excuse in the world to not provide a tip, tips still get taxed. And I'm not about to get audited just because you think that tax evasion is fine. And if you think that's fine, you really are a piece of shit. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. The article that they are referencing is based on an older pay model. That doesn't mean it doesn't still happen. We've seen it. We've went through it. We've gone through it multiple times. There are still people reporting it. And could it just be a bunch of loud people on the internet? I am sure that some of them are mixed in there, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people that have committed to that point so hard to where it's like you can't disregard it anymore. But either way, what do you do when companies start to act like this? You diversify your gig portfolio so that way you're not taking crappy orders just for the potential to get part of a larger order. You start to develop an exit strategy so that way you're not dependent on these apps to hopefully not steal your money, which I can't believe we have to hope that they don't steal our money at this point. And all of that can be accomplished by by those of you who decide to join the Driven Wyld Discord server. The Driven Wyld Discord community is exclusive for gig workers looking to expand their knowledge and expertise in their self-employment and entrepreneurial journeys. I partnered with high-level professionals to bring you some of the most exclusive benefits based on your personal needs as a gig worker. Exclusive professional opportunities and gig postings, more live streams with high-level professionals in our industry, educational systems designed to help you build your own dispatch companies, as well as other scalable opportunities, which by the way, we're starting to kick off the classes, not this week, but next week, if you're watching this at the point of post. So feel free to join us there. Whether you're a gig worker looking for more opportunities to earn or looking for an exit strategy because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal, and you would like something with more growth and scalability, there is something here for you. Check the link in the description and get started on making the most amount of money in the least amount of time and in the safest possible way. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.